Hey guys! So, a lot of you requested that I answer some questions, and that brought me to really want to go all out on it and create this huge FAQ, frequently asked questions about everything you want to know. So, a couple weeks ago, or like a month, I posted on Instagram and I asked for your questions, and now I am ready to release them in segments. And I thought it'd be cool to do a little video to do some of them orally. And this first segment is going to be on relationship with food. And one of the questions that a lot of you had was how to start improving your relationship with food. Like, what are those first steps that you took that you would recommend that someone takes if it's not what you did? So that's what I want to get into. And I think the most important thing to start with when you're talking about improving your relationship with food is recognizing that it's not vain. You don't have an eating disorder or eating disorder tendencies because you just want to be thin. I have not met a single person in recovery whose issues stem from that. For me personally, and I know for a lot of people that I've spoken with, it's about control. So usually there's an event in your life that triggers this kind of out of control feeling where you don't feel comfortable or you don't feel safe, and there's something in your life going on that is making you struggle. And that is what kind of translates into controlling your intake, controlling your workouts, needing to fit into this idea of perfect. And that is where the restrictive behaviors come from a lot of times. So I think the first step is just kind of recognizing what your trigger was. And it takes time. You don't have to know right away. But I know that it helped me to realize that I'm not just this superficial girl who really just wants to be skinny. That's not what an eating disorder is about. It's mental illness, and it's internal, and it's not your fault. It's not something that you wanted, and it's not something you asked for. So I think a lot of the beginning steps to changing that tape is to remove the guilt from yourself. You have to forgive what you've done. You have to forgive how you've eaten, how you've treated your body. You need to forgive yourself. That's the first step. And I think right after that, the next step that I would recommend is stopping with the calorie counting and stopping tracking. I know that there's a lot of people out there that are fans of IIFYM. Yeah, if it fits your macros. And I tried that for a little while after counting calories, but it is, in my opinion, and again, I'm not a doctor or anything, but that in order to return to a healthy and normal state of eating and living, you need to reestablish your hunger cues. And if you've been restricting for a while, that's not going to be easy. And the best way to do that is to start to trust your body, to eat intuitively, to stop counting calories. And I know that it's not going to be easy to delete MyFitnessPal or whatever you're using right now, but you do it as many times as you need to. For me, I deleted it, and then I re-downloaded it the next day. Or I would delete it and then go 2 days and re-download it. But it's a process, and you have to go at your own pace. And I think that as long as you keep trying, eventually you're going to get to that point where you're not going to need to re-download it. And it might be slow, it might be quicker for some people, but what used to help me is I would say, okay, I'm going to delete it just for today, and if I can get through this day, that's all I need to do. Then the next day, I would ask myself, okay, can I get through one more day, just one more? What's the worst that's going to happen if I don't re-download it right now? Like, is my life going to change? And I thought, no, you can do it for just one more day. And I would do that literally every day. I would tell myself that until it got to the point where I was like, okay, I really don't need to do this. And that kind of brings it to the next step, which is, if you've been counting calories for a long time, you're going to have some of those numbers in your head. I know I did. I would know how much a slice of bread is. I would know how much fat is in yogurt and all those kind of things that you don't want to unlearn them, but you don't want to be hyper-focused on them. And in order to kind of move away from that, the best thing I can recommend is to distract yourself when you're eating anything. If you're taking a snack, if you're having a meal, if you're out with friends, just do anything that can keep you from thinking about those calories. Because them in your head and you don't want to be counting in your head. And that takes time too. It's not going to feel natural. It's going to feel really awkward telling yourself, don't think about this. Start humming this theme song to Barbie Girl. I don't know, start thinking about why Olivia Pope didn't get with Jake Ballard in that episode of Scandal. Whatever you need to do to distract yourself from thinking about the calories, that is what you need to do. It's zero for everyone. And, it's all about practice, it's time. And the good news is that this is your journey, and there's no time limits on it. You can take as much time as you need, and eventually it's going to feel more comfortable, I promise.